Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am back in the building. Yes, this is Lolita E. Walker, and I am so excited to see each and every one of you all today. Welcome to my Facebook community. Hello, all you all. Coaching Cocktails and Conversations in Facebook. If you are not in the building, come on over to Facebook, Coaching Cocktails and Conversations. I would love to have you. Hey, LinkedIn, and hello, YouTube. Today, we are talking about getting out of your own way and doing it scared. In case this is your first time here, I am Lolita E. Walker, and I am so excited to invite you into this juicy conversation that we are going to have for 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes of power, where I'm coming to you today and tomorrow to gift you some nuggets around doing it scared and getting out of your own way. But before we get started saying a couple of hellos, let me just give you a little overview and then I'll be right back. You ready? It's a 10-minute power powwow hosted by Lolita E. Walker. Come on into the room and grab a little bit of coaching, cocktails, and conversations. Yes, coaching is where I leave you with a couple nuggets just to challenge your thinking. Cocktails is where I celebrate the greatness of who you are when you show up right here. And in conversations is what we are about to do for the next 10 minutes. Grab a friend, share it out because it's about to go down. Are you ready for a little bit of motivation? Are you ready to increase your clarity, increase your confidence, and then walk with a new type of commitment? You are in the right place. Come on in. This is Lolita E. Walker of lolitawalker.com. Let's go. Hey there. Hey, I am so excited. It feels like forever. Felicia in my Facebook group said, I miss you. And I was thinking, haven't I been on? I've just been traveling, but I have been coming on to greet you guys. And I'm so glad that you are looking forward to a power message just to challenge your thinking a couple of times a week. So this week, in case you are just getting here, we are talking about doing it scared and walking into it. Have you ever had to do that? Right? Getting out of your own way and doing it scared. Um, Oftentimes we I'll talk about me and maybe it'll relate to you. But there's sometimes where there's this kaleidoscope of butterflies that's within you, and it's where excitement meets nervousness. It's where all of these things happen and you just are afraid. We are just in our way and we're standing inside of what feels like mud and we don't know what to do. But yet we know that we deserve this thing, but yet we can't move forward. Has it ever happened to you? I know, maybe it's just me. But then how do you walk into it and do it scared? Now, this principle that I'm going to share with you today, like this whole discussion here, is really about doing the things that we know we need to do in order to leap beyond where we're standing today. So, the affirmation that I always say when it comes to talking this topic is I am the greatness that others have yet to see. I am the greatness that others, they might not yet see it in me, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to move. I'm not going to shift. I'm not going to continue to do the things that not only bring me passion, but lead me to an increase toward where it is that I want to go. Does that make sense? Right? If I know that where I am, I've gotten the tools that I can use in order to propel me forward. If I know that I'm expanding my mind and I'm starting to really see things differently and I have these different desires, why not leap into it? The other last week, I was going to say the other week, last week I had Dr. Tariq Sankofa here. If you did not hear his amazing poetry, make sure you go back and listen in. It was really around finding freedom. And this notion around finding freedom is getting outside the box that society has put us in, getting outside the box that you have put yourself in, getting outside the box sometimes that we allow other people to put us in because it's what feels comfortable to them, not even to us. Today, we're talking about how to get on the other side of fear, which is where all of your greatness, happiness, and excitement, and all of the things happen. So let's put it into some practical things. Yesterday, I walked onto Morgan State's campus. Now, I graduated 23 years ago. Yes, 23 years as an industrial engineer at Morgan State University. And of course, I go back every single year for homecoming because I love it. I miss it. It really was such a vital part of who it is that I am today. And I had the amazing opportunity to be accepted into the PhD program. Whoa. right? And I'm surrounded by so many folks who have PhDs. I just see doctor, doctor, doctor coming all the way around. And it's something that I always wanted to do. So intention. Okay. I wrote on my vision board last year for 2022, Dr. Lolita E. Walker, in 2022, your dreams have already been manifested for you. I didn't know what they were. I didn't even dig deeper, but I have these amazing visions on what it is I want. I know how it is that I want to feel. And I knew that at some point I wanted to make a step toward my PhD. A step is what I committed to because I wanted to have at the forefront of where it is that I'm going. I share this with you because I want you to have at the forefront of your mind where it is that you are going. It doesn't have to be today. It could be future state, but when you know that thing, let's say it's at work, okay? Where do you aim to be? Is it progression in your corporate environment? Maybe it's not. Maybe it is I am doing the thing that I do, but I want to impact a little differently. How is it that you are getting out of your own way to do the things scared to get to where you want to go? Because it's one step at a time, one step at a time, right? Remove all of the pressure that you and others are putting on yourself. What if we chose to do that today? What if we chose to release all of the pressure that we are putting on ourselves? What if we chose to talk to ourselves in a way that was empowering? Lolita, you got this thing. How do you know? Because let me remind you of the strengths that you bring to the table. So I digress. Walk into Morgan State's campus yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I had this feeling of sheer overwhelm. It's where my excitement met my tears, met my, oh my gosh, am I going to do this thing right? What if I mess up? What if I mess up these youth? In my teaching, all of these things started coming back. And I texted my girlfriend. I'm like, I'm scared. I'm in the car. I'm like, I'm scared. And the only thing she wrote back is, you got this. And sometimes it's a, you got this. Sometimes it's a message. Sometimes it might be this that reminds you that you got this, right? And sometimes God puts people in places and spaces. And I walked into the building. I was the first person that was inside of this technical course, and the instructor was right there. And he had filled the room with music. This jazz music was kind of blaring. And there's this amazing video. If you go to my Instagram at Hey Coach Walker, then you'll see my latest reel. Might not be my latest, but you'll see a reel of me walking down some steps and me taking you on a journey of kind of walking in, and you can see all of this stuff that I'm feeling inside. I think through my eyes, right behind my mask. And when you see all of that, you can just feel, wow, it was so welcoming to me. Walk in it scared because you come to the table with so much amazingness. You already come, you're there for a reason. And far too often, our mind starts to cloud us and tell us that we're not worthy of being in a place, in a space to which we've already earned. I want to come to you today and remind you to get out of your own way. You got this, right? I don't know the Facebook user who said it, but you got this. If it's Kiana, she told me yesterday, you got this. And it's nothing different than anybody in my tribe would have said if I texted them to say, I'm scared. You got this. Not even knowing what it was that I was scared of. Luckily, she knew what I was talking about. But sometimes it's just the encouragement that is that push that pushes you beyond where you stand today. And then talk about doing it scared. So now I'm invited by this amazing instructor that is there. And I say, hey, how you doing? I'm the first one in the class. And he's like, hey, how are you? Welcome to the class. And now all of this pressure that I put on myself for what? I'm back in the space that groomed me to be who it is that I am today. So what are you being scared of? Right? So the soul work for today, because it's only one more minute that we have here, and I'm going to pop over to my Facebook community and give some more details and some soul work for them to kind of ponder over today. But what I'll leave you all with is this. What if you chose to do it scared? What if you chose to just step? There's so much support that's behind you, but sometimes it's the power of our voice. Remember, we were talking about finding freedom with Dr. Tariq, but sometimes it's the power of our voice that gives us voice, right? Sometimes for me, it is the power of accountability, because The more I share with you all my experiences, the more I hold myself accountable and the more I won't find myself going backward. The more and more I'll push through procrastination. So the more I show you my journey and share with you that, hey, I did this thing scared, is the more and more people are going to ask, like, how is it going? The more and more you don't know if you're going to find me in a state of procrastination or overwhelm or all of the things. Sometimes we have to share our journey so that other people can help to power us. That is it. Get out of your own way by sharing your story. Get out of your own way by knowing where it is you want to go. Get out of your own way by talking to yourself about the things that you know that you already possess. What are your strengths? We talk about them all the time. They play on each other. They play on each other. And here we are in our 10-minute power powwow. I hope that you all were powered today. And listen, if you know somebody that needs to be powered today, guess what? Forward it out, you guys. Don't sit on the information. Forward it out, because our goal right here at Coaching Cocktails and Conversations is to gift you a little bit of soul work to challenge your thinking, just a little bit. Take the nuggets that you're going to already have, and then take the nuggets that are already shared right here by not only me, but those who choose to come on in the space. Celebrate the greatness of who it is that you are, acknowledge who it is that you are, and then have some juicy conversations with it. So I'll see you tomorrow as we continue the discussion of doing it scared. And that concludes our 10 minutes of pure power. Thank you so much for showing up today for your 10-minute power powwow. Now, whether you were live and added in, whether you were sitting on a corner and just doing a little bit of thinking, whether you are watching the replay, I want to say hello to you and invite you to come right on back. Did you miss it? Well, go ahead and shoot it out to a friend while both of you guys taking all of the action. So what is next? Head on over to lolitawalker.com/coaching cocktails conversations, because what's in it for you? Yes, it's a podcast. Yes, it's a group coaching program. Are you a part of it? Yes, it is a retreat. Are you already signed up to make sure you're pulling out that power? Yes, it's one-on-one coaching. Yes, it's a journal. Yes, Coaching Cocktails and Conversations is a movement. So grab this 10 minutes and let's do something with it. I will see you later. But head on over, lolitawalker.com. This should not be the first time, but even if it is, make sure it's not the last. See you soon.